of Channel 11.
NBC Sports presents the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers from Three River Stadium. Brought to you by Chrysler Corporation and your Dodge dealer, who invite you to buy or lease the car styled and sized just right for today, Dodge Monaco. A nationally known brand name, the Steel Curtain. And here they are. Greenwood and White have been the ends the last 3 years. White's injured today. Furness will start at defensive right end. Joe Green and Ernie Holmes the tackles. They have been devastating in the NFL. In 1974, they led the league in sacking the quarterback, getting to him nearly 4 times a game. Last year, they won the Super Bowl again, dropped off just a bit in reaching the quarterback, an average of 3 times a game. This year, it's been a different story. Only 1 sack a game in 5 games for the Pittsburgh Steelers front 4.
Here we have a fine-looking group over here. I'm going to show you the corn we're going to have for the toss. The head is red, and the tail is pale. Visiting team is Cincinnati. You'll make the toss, or call of the toss. Okay, while it's in the air.
Okay.
Paul? Heads. Paul's heads. It is tails. Pittsburgh wins the toss. Your choice? We'll receive. Which goal?
Stay the way we are.
Stay the way we are.
All right.
Okay. Pittsburgh won the toss. Will receive. That's it. Good luck. Have a good game.
Flares it out to Linville Elliott. Elliott pulled down to the 24-yard line by number 51, Lauren Taves. And now the Steel Curtain has the fans fired up.
There's an indication that Pittsburgh has them doing what they want. Cincinnati knows they don't want to throw screens on 3rd down. In that case, it seemed like the only choice they had. They don't want to because their linebackers jump right under offensive backs. It's hard to get it started. That time, Taves jumped right out there on Elliott, stopped the play for nothing, and that's getting Cincinnati to do what they don't want.
Pat McAnally of Harvard boots it up, taken on the 32-yard line by Theo Bell, the rookie. Theo Bell gets up to his 45. And that last series of downs, we saw the Steeler defensive unit look like the Steelers of 74 and 75. Glenn Cameron downfield for the tackle for the Bengals. We have only 17 seconds remaining in this period. Pittsburgh's ball, first down on the Pittsburgh 45. We asked Terry Bradshaw about the rookie Kruzik at quarterback. I'll tell you one thing he's got: confidence and poise.
He's tough.
He doesn't throw the long ball exceptionally well. The short one, beautifully. Set an all-time NCAA record for accuracy. Franco Harris bulls his way over the 50 and to the Cincinnati 49. Bo Harris, the left linebacker, brought him down. I believe Franco's going to break John Henry Johnson's record today. There's the gun, the end of the first period, with the score Cincinnati 3 and Pittsburgh nothing. Tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, Game 2 of the World Series. Baseball World with Joe Garagiola. Then the play-by-play action, the Yankees and the Reds. Fred Norman against Catfish Hunter tonight.
Terry.
Second down, 4 to go as we open the second quarter. Kurt Gowdy here, John Brody. Harris picking his way to the 41-yard line of Cincinnati. A first down for the Steelers. Number 55, Jim LeClaire, and number 79, the right end, Coy Bacon. Don McCauley has just run 2 yards for a touchdown. The Baltimore Colts are leading Buffalo 10-3.
take a look. This is the kind of offensive thrust that Franco Harris has grown accustomed to. This time he gets excellent thrust in the offensive left side of his line, gets an opportunity to make his own choice, picks up 7.
Rookie Mike Kruzik puts him down on the Bengal 41. Harris. East to the 35, a 6-yard gain for Franco.
Again, you see Franco Harris doing what he loves to do. Everybody get a piece of someone. Let me make the decision as to where to go. He got his offensive line in good position. Everybody picking up a little bit of each guy, and that's all he needs.
Noel is sending the plays in via the wide receivers. Frank Lewis has just come in, replacing Ernest Pugh. Franco Harris now has just become the all-time rushing leader, ahead of John Henry Johnson. And he's still a comparatively young back. 30, down to the 29-yard line. A first down for the Steelers. Give the ball to Franco and let him go.
Well,
that's
they all...
the Steeler attack.
As you say, Kurt, give the ball to Franco. This one has a little bit different design. He gets Webster out to block in front of him. And that was actually Jim Clack. Made an excellent block. Allowed him to cut back, pick up 7 or 8 yards. When Franco gets hot, just keep giving him the ball.
I think last week or the week before, he carried only 13 times. That's like an off day for him. Might as well take a vacation. He likes to handle it 25, 30 times a game. Pittsburgh with a first down. Rocky Flyer has the ball. Now that front line of Pittsburgh is coming off the ball. They haven't been doing that this year. The offensive line has been their problem with injuries. Today, they're blasting out of there right now on this drive. They started on the Pittsburgh 45, and they're now on the Cincinnati 23. Franco Harris has 49 yards and 10 carries.
Right, and when he's running the ball that way, Rocky can pick up what's left.
Second down 4 for the Steelers. Cincinnati's leading 3-0 early in the second period. There's a good burst in there by the rookie Gary Burley. Came across strong nose guard and very agile. Paul Brown, retired as coach, a Hall of Fame coach, owner, general manager, said he runs the 40 in 4.7.
And that's fast.
For a man of his strength, 264. Bill Kolar has gone in now at left tackle, replacing Bob Brown. That was a loss of 2. 3rd and 6. The Bengals are looking for the pass. Mike Kruzik's going to oblige. It's deflected, and it is incomplete. And it's 4th down and 6 for Pittsburgh on the Cincinnati 25. The field goal team is coming on. Everything has gone wrong for the Steelers. That's Pritchard that is shaken up. Trying to dive for that deflection. Roy Girilla has made only 4 out of 9 field goals this year. Inside the 40, 2 out of 5. Last year he was perfect inside the 40, 11 out of 11. And with this timeout, we'll tell you the score. Cincinnati 3 and Pittsburgh 0. Outside right linebacker Ron Pritchard is being helped off the field, getting a hand. Let's take a look at that last attempted pass that was blocked at the line of scrimmage. I think it was Ron Carpenter, John.
Well, we'll see. Now, these are the kind, as a defensive back, you love to give credit to your defensive line. Ron Carpenter makes an excellent play, gets his hands up. It's tougher and tougher to throw over that middle, and that's why.
42-yard field goal attempt by Roy Girilla against a slight breeze. The kick is up, and it is good, and he's tied the game. 3 of his last 4 attempts have been blocked. So we have a tie game on a 42-yarder by Roy Girilla. Meanwhile, at Buffalo, George Jakowinko has just kicked a 44-yard field goal. It is the Baltimore Colts 10 and the Buffalo Bills 6. Quite a surprise, Lou Saban retiring.
It surprised me. Of course, you know, Lou is always subject to making decisions impulsively, and that's one I'm sure surprised everybody.
Top coach and a fine man. He said he'll be back again somewhere.
I'm sure he will.
Sometime. It was a season. I remember when you and I did the Buffalo-Houston game. He was unhappy then, it appeared to me. The return of O.J. had been terribly confused affair, and That's they're working on Carpenter down here. We understand it's his knee, his left knee.
Is that Pritchard that they're working on? Or is...
yeah, Pritchard.
You know, the funny thing is about that right linebacking spot, Kurt, they've also got Chris Devlin, who hasn't been totally healthy, and they're in a little trouble there. Glenn Cameron isn't totally healthy. They're making shift right now.
Elliott and Shelby are deep for this kickoff. Taken by Elliott. He's out to the 20. He's upended at the 22-yard line. Lauren Tays went down to cover that kickoff. Coming up next is Grandstand, Lee Leonard and Brian Gumbel at halftime for a complete update on today's action in the NFL. We're tied 3-3. Cincinnati on their 22. Kenny Anderson hit 3 out of 6. Pittsburgh outrushed the Bengals 68-20 today. In the I formation, Fritz Griffin. Play action. Pass is complete to the tight end, Bob Trumpy, and he has a first down. He's at the 38-yard line of Cincinnati. He just went in, curled back, and Anderson laid it into him.
Whenever you give Anderson time, get a man open, he's going to pinpoint him, and that's exactly what happened with Trumpy, who hasn't been used really as much as in the past. We take a look at Joe Green. Dave Lapham's got his hands full. He knows it, but he does an excellent job.
First down, Cincinnati on their 38. There might be encroachment there by Steve Furness. He touched the offensive player as he jumped. Unless somebody pulled him off. We've had a lot of this today.
I think you can credit Anderson with that one.
Cleveland at Atlanta. Bubba Bean had just run 23 yards and is now 14-7 in favor of the Browns. There's the 5-yard penalty. Getting warmed up to walk that one off.
Cal Laporte.
I was kidding him on the plane last week. We did the Baltimore-Miami game, and he turned that mic on, and he said, I was going to get cute and ad lib, but then he mispronounced a couple of words. I said, you sounded like a sports announcer in that one. He said, yeah, I better stick to the facts. It is on the 43-yard line of the Bengals. They have a 1st and 5. This game is tied 3-3. The sun is out for the first time. Anderson is going deep to Curtis. Curtis can't get it, and he was matched stride for stride by J.T. Thomas. Isaac Curtis, the burner, and J.T. Thomas had him well covered.
And you can always look for Kenny Anderson to give you a little play number action, try to get the ball down to Curtis. He got to Thomas, who was on him the whole way, made an excellent coverage. And that man is awful tough to handle when you're one-on-one.
He doesn't have the average per pass reception he's had in previous years. This year he's averaging 14 a yard reception. He's usually up around 20, 22 yards. 7-3 now. Zorn is past to McCullum. Seattle leading Tampa Bay in the first half. Archie Griffin cutting back. He reaches the 46-yard line of Cincinnati, and that's it, where Joe Green and Jack Lambert hammered him down. Green pursuing very well from left tackle, and Lambert then plugging the hole.
Up front, it's been a tough go for Cincinnati. They have had a little trouble moving those big four out of there, and they'd like to be able to do it just a little better.
John Banasak's coming in from Eastern Michigan. Steve Furness will come out at right end. It is 3rd down and 2 to go for the Bengals. They're on their 46-yard line in the tie game, 3-3. Two of the top teams in football, although the Steeler record wouldn't indicate it, but don't let that fool you, says Cincinnati. Anderson threw it right into the hands of Jack Lambert. Lambert, I believe, is the most surprised player in the stadium. We'll very seldom see Ken Anderson do that.
Well, what he does, he never did. I know he never saw Lambert. He's got his attention on Curtis. He saw him break loose. Curtis was just going for another area. Kenny already decided to let the ball go. As soon as he lets this baby go, he knows he's in trouble. Lambert's in a perfect position. Picks the ball off. Those big fellas up front sometimes hide some of those players back there.
Watch his reaction. He doesn't get a chance like that too much. Timeout with a score. Steelers 3 and Bengals 3. Everyone has a cure for Pittsburgh's illness so far this year. They say Pittsburgh's been passing too much. Well, they've been running the ball today with Franco Harris.
All right, Riley, your turn.
That run by Franco is an excellent run when he was hemmed in, and he goes out of bounds. Driven out by Scott Perry, the rookie of Williams. It's like Franco was stopped cold at the line of
Well,
scrimmage.
you can see Coy Bacon doesn't like it. Bob Brown doesn't like it. That's what happens when all your offensive linemen just get a piece of the defender. He hits, breaks off, and he's a hard man to bring down. That time going right to the outside, picking up the 8 or 9 yards that he's pretty well reputed for.
He's on his way to a 100-yard game at least today, the way Franco's rumbling. And here's a timeout now. Each team has taken a timeout, which you might, well, I guess they had something messed up, but you call that a wasted timeout, a quarterback?
Well, maybe that's a disorganization timeout, Kurt.
Right now they're tied 3-3. It's second down 2 with Steelers on the Cincinnati 30. Kruzik to Harris. He's the story of this game, Franco Harris. He's on fire today. He has had only 70-some yards the last 2 games, but he's almost has that amount today.
Let's take a look at the reason, the offensive line. These guys have had to make shift a lot this year, and they've done it effectively. You see, everyone has a piece of a defensive player. So far today, that is the real story.
13 carries for Franco Harris, 61 yards. First down, the Steelers on the Bengal 24. There we go again. Sam Davis might have pulled the left guard. He did. Illegal procedure. Sam Davis, the left guard. This will cost Pittsburgh 5. Had offsides, encroachment, and illegal procedures throughout the first half.
You know, penalties have different effects at different times, but the way they were going right then, that one could be a big one.
First and 15. Joe Ferguson just passed O.J. Simpson, a 33-yard touchdown strike, and Buffalo leads Baltimore 13-10. 7:50 to play in the first half. First and 15 play. Pitch out to Blyer. Blyer goes down on the 25-yard line of Cincinnati. And the tackle is made by Gary Burley, 67, the left end. Second down. 11 to go. Frank Lewis brings the play in. Under the old Paul Brown system, the guards as messenger men, they bring the plays in for Cincinnati, and Chuck Noll uses the wide receivers. Bradshaw called his own signal.
Yeah,
They're helping a rookie here
he
today.
He doesn't like to send plays in. He's just doing it to help.
Second down, 11 to go. Franco Harris, outside he goes. That's the way to tackle him. You've got to hit him low. Bernard Jackson got him around the ankle. You hit him high and he'll rip you.
I tell you, there's a lot of people in this league that haven't found a way to tackle him, Kurt.
And with that game, Franco's gone over 400 yards for the season. Lydell Mitchell is the leading rusher in the American Football Conference. The only man over 500 yards coming to this weekend is Peyton of the Chicago Bears. Bill Kohler's in at left tackle. Third down, 8 to go. Mike Kruzik looking, throws, right there it goes. And it is one stopped, probably, let's see, the 3 or the 2-yard line. Kruzik hit him, perfect strike.
He did hit it with a perfect strike, but Lynn Swann made a great move back for the ball. He was doubled. He had a man on either side of him as he made the turn. Kruzik put the ball right on the money, but had he not come back, it may have been picked off. Let's take a look. Kruzik puts the ball in there. On this, as you can see, he came back and took the ball right away from Perry. That's a big play.
Lynn Swann has not caught a touchdown pass this year, which is remarkable. First down and goal to go for Cincinnati, or for Pittsburgh on the Cincinnati 2. Game tied 3-3. Harris lined up deep. Franco is stopped at the 2-yard line. They stacked him up. I think Jim LeClaire really got in on that play first. Also, Bo Harris, number 53. Burley, 67. Second down, 2 to go for a Steeler touchdown. Time remaining first half, 7 minutes. They have all the tight ends in there. Cunningham, Brown, and Grossman taking out the wide receivers. Scott Perry's out. Ken Johnson comes in as a goal line defender for the Bengals. And that is a touchdown. Franco Harris into the end zone.
Boy, you can hear it all the way up here.
They started that drive on the Cincinnati 38.
We can see there's no automatics down there near the 1 and 2 yard line. He gets underneath Jim LeClaire, carries him right into the end zone. That's just good running.
Now, he's the man today. There he is. He's the story of this game. Franco Harris, flashing the style that has made him one of the most feared running backs the last couple of years. The kick was good by Gorilla. And after trailing 3-0, the Steelers come back now and have grabbed the lead. Timeout on the score. Pittsburgh 10, Cincinnati 3. Ready for the kickoff, Willie Shelby and Linville Elliott. Shelby closest to you. Roy Gorilla's boot. Shelby leads the conference in kickoff returns, 32 yards of kickoff return. He brings it out to the 20, 25, stopped at the 26-yard line. Little Donnie Shell down there again. And Jim Allen, number 45. In addition to tonight's first ever telecast of a Sunday night World Series game, NBC will present primetime World Series action Tuesday, Wednesday, and if necessary, Thursday evenings from the home park of the American League champs, the New York Yankees. Coverage will begin at 8 o'clock Eastern Time with the baseball whirl of Joe Garagiola. Rushing today, Pittsburgh 92 yards, Cincinnati just 22 yards. First down for the Bengals on their 26. Anderson looking, flares it out to Stan Fritz. Not much. He's taken out of bounds there by Mel Blunt, the right cornerback.
Kurt, you could, at the beginning of the game, talk to Boyd Dollar, the Cincinnati coach, and his feeling was, hey, we don't want them in a position where they're just letting those 4 defensive players come at us all day long. Right now, they seem to be in that position where they're going to have to throw the ball a little more in order to make sufficient gains, and when they do that, they better be successful because those front 4 really start coming.
Linville Elliott's in there, which is an indication they're going to the passing game more. Coming across now is Isaac Curtis. Anderson looking, quick flip, beautiful catch. Elliott, is it a completion? If it is, it's a recovered fumble by Pittsburgh. Jack Lambert on it. Look at him. Oh, I'll tell you, nobody plays the game with more intensity than he does.
It's funny. That was a good break for Lambert. He happened to be in the right place at the right time. Let's take a look. They swing Linville Elliott just around to the corner. They're actually throwing it away from Lambert. They just read the middle linebacker, throw it the other way. Lambert caused the fumble and then happened to be in a perfect spot to pick it up.
Well, he's intercepted a pass, he's recovered a fumble. Pittsburgh ball now on the Cincinnati 41. The Steelers ahead 10-3. 3 turnovers for the Bengals today. Big hole. Franco Harris. Whew, how he's rumbling this first half.
And you often see it, a situation like this develop when you have your real star out. Bradshaw, who's been running this club for the past two and a half years very well, is now on the sideline. The burden is on the other 10 men. They're trying to make the job easy for Kruzik. So far, they've done quite a job of it.
Franco Harris has 75 yards already. 17 carries. Second down. 3 to go. Line of scrimmage, Cincinnati's 34. Harris at the 30. And down to the 26. Boy, picks up another 8.
Nothing fancy about this job. He just takes it. Everybody gets a piece again, and you'll notice no one is letting anybody come through clean. If they don't do that, those big backs will pick it up for you.
I got a kick all week. Everybody kept asking Chuck Nolan, the players, are you going to have some pep talks? He says pep talks last as long until you get hit on your can on the first play. So they know what they've got to do. They've got to go out there and play football. This is a game this week where our season's gone. Kruzik Shoots it.
Oh!
And it's picked up and stolen by number 32, Scott Perry, a rookie. Now what are they calling it?
I believe it's an incompletion, Kurt.
They like the Scott Perry in that defensive secondary, just a rookie. Lydell Mitchell has just run 6 yards for a touchdown. Baltimore now leading Buffalo 17-13. They had a wild one up there last year, and that was the game that really made the Colts. They were way behind, and young Burt Jones brought them back to, I think it was 42-35 win.
Got two offenses like those two teams, you're going to have a wild one.
Second down, 10. They've ruled that an incomplete pass. Flyers out. Duke was in. Steeler backfield. Kuzik gives the ball off. Franco Harris. Harris to the 20-yard line. Can't stop him. Every play, 4, 5, 7, 8 yards.
Well, again, he's got the feel of running with the football. A fullback needs to get the ball a few times to be able to have a feeling of where he's going to go. You can see they'll probably give it to him again.
Ernie Pugh's in at wide receiver, replacing Lewis. Third down and 4. Steelers ahead, 10-3. 4:20 to go in the first half. Kolar's in at left tackle now. So third down and 4 play. Harris looking. Flag is down. Might have had a clipping or a holding on this.
I think.
Flag down. Most of the penalties have been 5-yard penalties today. We haven't had a holding or a clipping yet. There's a holding against Pittsburgh.
That was really well played by Bo Harris. He strung the play out. Franco's been dipping in, coming outside. That time, he just kept the whole play contained, made excellent pursuit, and stopped it cold.
The late tuner's in. Ron Pritchard had an injured knee, and a rookie, Reggie Williams, has replaced him at linebacker. A young hitter.
Holding
the Bengals rely on.
the offense. Penalty decline. It is 4th down.
Penalty decline. 4th down and 4. And again, Jarilla will try a field goal. This will be a 40-yard attempt. He's already kicked a 42-yarder. It is up, and it is good. Roy Jarilla, who came in here, only 4 out of 9, is 2 out of 2 today. Well, the Steelers are doing their thing again.
They are, and it's up to a guy like Kenny Anderson, Isaac Curtis to make the big play, get Cincinnati back in the ball game. They've been doing it for the last 3 or 4 years. You kind of expect something big to happen on the Cincinnati side.
So a rookie and a veteran. A rookie quarterback cruising and a veteran running back, Franco Harris, have powered the Steelers here in the first half. This squib kick, this is a difficult kick to handle. It's a touchback through the end zone. Cincinnati will take over on their 20-yard line, and they have not been able to get moving here. They're threshing around here in this second period. Coming up next, Grandstand, Lee Leonard, Bryant Gumbel at halftime. Update on all the action in sports, not only NFL football, but everything. So stay tuned. And tonight, 8 o'clock, Baseball World with Joe Garagiola, and then the first Sunday night World Series game ever. Fred Dorman against Catfish Hunter tonight. Kenny Anderson. Great protection. Out it goes to Trumpy and over his head. And Anderson puts his hands on his hips and says, "How did I overthrow that ball?"
Well, what he didn't see is he didn't see Thomas fall down out there, slip. Trumpy was a lot more open than he expected he would be. Anderson, when he threw the ball, thought it was going to be a close play, overthrew it just a little bit.
Anderson has been rated the leading passer in the NFL in the last 2 years. Entering this week's game, he was 3rd in the AFC, 6th in the entire league. Staubach's the league leader. Burt Jones, number 1 in the AFC. Kenny's had 9 touchdown passes the first 5 games. Only one man is more, and that's Ken Stabler with 10. Second down, 10. Out it goes, and this one is incomplete. That was intended for Chip Meyer, who is an outstanding medium-range receiver.
He really comes to him in tough situations. Chip's come up with that ball so many times. That would have been a sensational catch, but you almost expect him to make those.
John, a little quiz for you. I was talking about leading touchdown passers. Who's the leading touchdown passer over there in the NFC?
Well, I've been watching Jim Plunkett the last 4 or 5 games, and I got to figure he is. I know he's got 8. If anybody's got more than he has, they're going to be up there.
3rd down and 10. The score is 13-3. Pittsburgh ahead. Deep drop, big rush, flares it off. Oh, right on there. Lawrence Hayes hitting Stan Fritz. Hayes 51. And the Steelers.
Again, we get an opportunity to see Cincinnati is not doing what they would like to be able to do. On 3rd down, he has to come off the Fritz. He'd like to have gone down the field. Lawrence Hayes is all over Fritz. That play is going nowhere from inception.
Pat McAnally in punt formation. Theo Bell is a deep safety man, a rookie. Double handling, a towering kick. Theo Bell on his 35, 40, 45, 50. Fine return. 20-yard return by rookie Theo Bell. And now the Steelers, who have done nothing right this year, have done everything right in this game.
They're doing it basically, too, Kurt. They're coming out, they're running the ball, their offensive line is beating people defensively. And that's the way they won in the past. It looks like they're kind of getting back on the track.
Pass to John Gilliam, 18 yards. Atlanta has come back and tied the Browns 14 all. Steelers up to the line of scrimmage. 3:26 to go in the half. They're on the Cincinnati 45. Kruzik sets them down. The rookie hands off to Harris. Harris tackles. Hard in there by 67. Gary Burley, this big man can move. Reggie Williams in there, too.
He's so quick. That's the key is trying to contain him. He's pretty hard to hold.
The Bengals have had an outstanding draft. Only one rookie, as we told you, out of the starting 22 today, offense and defense, has made it. Kruzik. And he's there where they really need him now at Bradshaw, hurt at quarterback. 2nd down, 10. They got back all right. Here's the draw play. And didn't go much. John Fuqua down the 42-yard line of Cincinnati. Now the Bengals start to stiffen up. Coming on the field is Bill Kolar, a tackle. Giants of Minnesota underway. Fred Cox a field goal, 23 yards. The Vikings lead 3-0. Wonder if they'll block a kick today. They have blocked 7 points or field goal attempts in 5 games so far. Uncanny. 3rd down, 7. Rocky Blyer's into the lineup. They're in a spread formation or a double wing. Kruzik, look out, Burley's after him. The toss, right there and drop by Frank Lewis, right on target.
That's the second one in a row that he's had plenty of time to throw. First time he hit Lynn Swan, who didn't hold on. This time he hit Frank Lewis. Both plays would have been big gainers. This guy's put the ball on the money every time they've given him a chance. Take a look again. The protection is excellent. You see nobody breaking through. Frank O'Hara's kind of sliding out in the flat. He doesn't have to go to him. He's got plenty of time. Put it right on the money.
Shelby. Deep, they're going to angle it for the near corner. Call a fair catch, Shelby, and that one is out of bounds. He sliced it out on the 2-yard, 3. Let's see, they move it up, put it on the 4-yard line. That's what you call nailing the lid in the coffin.
You mentioned earlier that he's probably the best in the National Football League at putting the ball where he wants it. That's just an indication.
All right, we're into the 2-minute warning period. The score is Pittsburgh 13 and Cincinnati 3. Despite the fact that Pittsburgh had lost 4 out of 5, Tiger Bill Johnson, the Cincinnati coach, said, look, they're the 2-time Super Bowl champs. They're a team of strength and power, and any time you play them, you know that you're against one of the strongest teams of recent years, and we don't even pay any attention to their record thus far. And he was right. Steelers are ahead 13-3. Anderson off to Booby Clark has come into the game now. Cincinnati trailing deep in their own territory. Jack Lambert made that last hit, number 58. Lambert's intercepted a pass, recovered a fumble, been all over the field. On the 6-yard line of the Bengals, They have a 2nd down 7. Booby Clark and Linville Elliott are the running backs.
And I don't think you'll see Kenny go back to throw in this series until they get it out into good field position. They have to find a way to move that front four defensively for Pittsburgh before they're going to operate.
They have not been able to move them here in the 2nd period. They scored on their opening drive. Booby Clark again. Jack Ham brought him down. They'll spot the ball on the 11-12 yard line. Nate Allen has blocked. He must have returned blocked and then picked the ball and run it back 28 yards. It says a blocked punt return. Allen picked it. Boy, he's been uncanny where the ball is all year, and the Vikings lead the winless Giants 10-0 now. Bruce Costler is in there, the tight end. 3rd down, a yard to go. We have 39 seconds remaining in the half. And they're not going to get that 1st down. Pittsburgh may come in and call timeout now. They do. The Steelers have 1 timeout left in this half. L.C. Greenwood on that last action.
And you may see that timeout become very important because they're liable to get the ball in good field position. 13-3 is not a comfortable lead. They'd certainly like to increase.
Pat McAnally of Fairhaven will be back in the end zone. Broke a leg last year, injured in the college all-star game. He averaged 43 yards a punt in 5 attempts last week. His seasonal average is 39. He's a good receiver, too. He says, they started to kid me about the Ivy League intelligence. He says, nah, I'm just one of the guys. They got a Dartmouth player on there and a Williams player. The Bengals are getting very intellectual.
I think he's probably exposing that Ivy League intelligence isn't any different than any other intelligence.
220 pounds is 220 pounds no matter where you play. Pat McAnally to do the punting on 4th down. He gets it out of there. Oh, it's a beautiful kick.
Man.
Theo Bell backpedaling to his 33-yard line. Oh, and he's tripped up there in his 36. That's good coverage down there.
Tony Davis.
Tony Davis, the rookie out of Nebraska, 35. A 55-yard pressure punt by Pat McAnally. And it's 1st down now for Pittsburgh on their 36-yard line. Time remaining in the 1st half, 19 seconds. The Steelers have 1 timeout left. Steelers are ahead, 13-3.
I think they're going to take it and sit on it just like Cincinnati did, Kurt. That might have been a 3-point punt.
Franco Harris, 39-yard line. Reggie Williams of Dartmouth brought him down.
Expect to see him throwing the ball a whole lot more, get a few big plays, and I think that would cause his defense to come to life, and it would put Pittsburgh in a position where they can't control the ball. So after all that wisdom, we'll just see what happens.
Gorilla kicks it off. Coming to Willie Shelby. Goal line. Out to the 10. To the 20. Shelby spins forward, and they'll stop him at the 25. Donnie Shell, the captain of the special teams, went down to cover 31. Let's watch him on the rerun. No rerun. 1st down, Cincinnati on the 25-yard line. In the 1st half, Kenny Anderson had 7 out of 15. He was sacked once. 64 yards passing for Cincinnati. 13 yards passing for Pittsburgh, as you saw. But the Steelers have done it on the ground. Booby Clark was hit there by Andy Russell, who's playing his last year in the Steeler uniform. Outside right linebacker. Threw him for, let's see, they're going to, a loss of a half yard. It'll be 2nd down, 10.5. Bengals close to their 25. Leading ball carrier in this game, Franco Harris with 88 yards, and they've run him 22 times in the 1st half. Leading ball carrier, Dan Fritz with 21 yards for the Bengals. 2nd down, 10. Draw play. Archie Griffin, 1st down, and he's up. Fumble, with a whistle blowing. Close to his 40. Whistle already blown, so that's a big gain for Griffin, who had net yards 0. 3 carries and No yardage gained in the first half.
That time it was really a passing situation that set up the run. It's something you love to be able to take advantage of, but I think the Steelers are expecting Anderson to throw the ball some. He'll be able to throw screens and draws, but I think he's going to have to put it in the air, too.
Chip Myers to the left. Isaac Curtis spread right. First down for the Bengals. Curtis in motion. Bobby Clark stacked up. The steel curtain is steel today.
There aren't many brilliant 2nd and 10 calls, Kurt, and if they keep getting into a situation where they're 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 8, they're having it brought to them. And I guess I could repeat that I expect Anderson to put that thing up in the air.
They have a 2nd down and 9 on their own 41. Griffin's out. Linville Elliott's gone in. 2nd and 9. Curtis in motion. Quipman over the middle, dropped at the 50-yard line. In the hands of Chip Myers. You very seldom see that.
You sure do. He's the guy they love to go to in 2nd and 9, 3rd and 8. Kenny hit him right on the numbers that time, and it just slipped right through.
Lauren Taves comes on the field. Extra linebacker, and Ernie Holmes. They'll have a 3-man rush now. Holmes is out at right tackle. Elliott goes off the field. John McDaniel comes in. 3 wide receivers on the field for Cincinnati. 3rd down, 9. Plenty of time here. Flag is down, and they have a holding call. They couldn't get anybody open. It suddenly broke down.
Well, the play, what Russell did was fool him. He gave him a delayed drop and came in just a little bit late. Rufus Mays tried to recover, pick him off. Just a good play on Andy's part.
Penalty is against Cincinnati and is going to be declined as the veteran Russell, one of the sharp minds in defense in the game, comes out.
4 on the offense, penalty declined.
4th and 9, and since midway of the first period, the Bengals have not moved an offense. Pat McAnally in punt formation. Cincinnati's 0 for 8 on 3rd down conversions in this game. Can't cash in on that, a big 3rd down play. McAnally booms it to the far sideline, and it is grabbed there on the 17. There's quite a return by Theo Bell. He returns with abandon. Rookie Theo Bell. Tackled by John McDaniel, who went down to cover for Cincinnati. Pittsburgh's 1 out of 6 on 3rd downs today. The kick by Bobby Walden. 21-yard line. Willie Shelby, 25, dancing around, 30, and goes down, a fumble. Had the whistle blowing.
Yeah, I think they ruled it had.
It had at the 37 of Cincinnati.
That's a situation, Kurt, where Shelby's arm had hit the ground, the ball was ruled dead, and then it popped up.
And we'll take a timeout with a score. The Pittsburgh Steelers 13, the Cincinnati Bengals 3. Spielman has just kicked the field goal. It's Green Bay 7, the Eagles 6. Green Bay striving for their 3rd win in a row. And right now coming into the game is the #1 draft pick of the Bengals, Billy Brooks. And we'll get into this in a minute. He caught only 5 passes all last year. But there's a reason for that, of course. Anderson guns it down the middle to Trumpy. Trumpy, the tight end, a 1st down. And he's inside the Pittsburgh 40 to the 37, Bob Trumpy.
And that was an excellent throw. He put the ball right straight on the money. Some quarterbacks would get out of the middle. Kenny's had very little success throwing in the middle today until this, but he isn't going to stop. He's got a real fine tight end in Bob Trumpy, who beat Jack Ham on the play. That's the first big gain Cincinnati's had.
Billy Brooks caught only 5 passes, but played on a wishbone powerhouse running team, Oklahoma.
At Oklahoma, that's a lot of balls.
That's right. He's 6'4", 215, and can run almost as fast as Isaac Curtis. Flares it out to Bobby Clark. Clark doesn't get much. A yard or two to the 35-yard line. Mel Blunt and Jack Lambert had that play diagnosed. Cincinnati's passing game, John, and you know better than anyone, always has that safety valve, protection for Anderson to jump it off.
That was actually a screen. It's what they would like to do. They'd like to throw screens on 1st and 2nd down when their linebackers aren't in such perfect position to lock in on the backs. If he can get this kind of field position and operate the way he'd like, I think they'll be much more effective.
Second down, 8. Bengals on the Steeler 35. Steelers ahead 13-3 in the third period. Brooks moved. The flag will be dropped. Billy Brooks jumped that time. Anderson running and goes out of bounds. But Brooks jumped. You saw him move out there as the outside spread receiver.
Let's take a look.
There
He's a
he
little
is.
antsy to get off the line. That's quite a move.
See what the Steelers do with this. He's been nagged with injuries, Brooks, but they hope in time that he'll take some of the heat off Curtis on the other side, because Curtis is always double teamed.
Well, Chip Myers is a very effective receiver. That's another reason he isn't playing.
Andy Russell is the defensive captain. Anderson went out of bounds on the Pittsburgh 39. Klein. That gives Cincinnati, they lose the down, 3rd down and 12. Now they have John McDaniel and Chip Myers in as wide receivers. Mel Blunt, Jim Allen, and Bannister have come in a pass defense. McDaniel's in motion. In a slot. Big rush on him. Anderson will have to run it out of bounds. Chased out by Mike Wagner.
You saw Kenny trying to wave McDaniel into the middle of the field, because had he done so, it might have opened up a lane for him to run the ball. As it was, he had to just go out of bounds. He had no opportunity to pick up the first down.
We have another flag dropped at the line of scrimmage. Anderson not getting much time today.
Well, that trip, by the time he got back there, his spot was already occupied.
That's offside against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had 5 penalties in the first half, all illegal procedure offside. Cincinnati had 3.
Some of them can be more effective than others. This one is definitely a big one against them.
This will give them 3rd down and 7. Bengals trailing 13-3, and Ernie Holmes comes
Encroachment
back on.
Number 45 on the defense. 3rd down.
That's Jim Allen. That's twice he's been called for encroachment as a nickel back. 34-yard line of Pittsburgh is the line of scrimmage. Cincinnati in possession. Chip Myers to the left and Daniels to the right. Anderson flips it right over the middle. He has the first down. And that ball was caught by Isaac Curtis. 3rd catch for Curtis today.
And you'll notice Curtis was in the slot position. That means halfway between the tackle and the spread receiver. And if he can ever get in that position, get underneath an Andy Russell, as you see he does here, Anderson can hit him right on the break. There's nobody left to cover until he gets all the way to Wagner.
And Daniels out. Linville Elliott has come into the backfield. He and Booby Clark are the running backs now. First down, Cincinnati in the Pittsburgh 21. Their first scoring threat since the first period. Booby Clark. Clark was hit by John Bannister, number 76, who really climbed on top of him. Outside of one draw play, they haven't been able to nudge Pittsburgh on the ground. It's on the 19-yard line, a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8.
And it's awful tough to operate. Again, you got a 2nd and 8 job. The wisdom gets a whole lot less available when you're calling it from 2nd and 8 than you would be from 2nd and 4.
13-3 Pittsburgh. Just over 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Rollout, quick one, Trumpy tight end. He's dumped out of bounds on the 17-yard line. Play gained only 2. 3rd and 6, Jack Ham drove him out. So Bob Trumpy has caught his 3rd pass of the afternoon. Now the Steeler fans, defense. 8 minutes to go in the third period. Jim Allen comes in. Warren Taves is on the field as an extra linebacker. Ernie Holmes is out. Lambert's gone out, and Allen is the 5th secondary back. 3rd down play. 3rd and 6. Curtis in motion. Anderson fires. There it is. Drop.
Had him wide open. I actually think there was a mix-up in the defensive secondary assignments. Jim Allen wasn't quite sure where he was supposed to go. When they sent a man in motion, they didn't know quite who to handle who, and came with a man wide open. That's a big drop.
And Chris Barr comes on to kick. He's booted one in the first quarter. Played pro soccer for the Philadelphia Atoms of the North American Soccer League. This will be a 34-yard attempt. This kick is up, and it is no good. Faded to the right. He missed it, a 34-yarder. It'll be Pittsburgh ball and a timeout with a score. Pittsburgh 13 and Cincinnati 3. We know you'll enjoy it. First down, Pittsburgh. They're on their own 20. Mike Kruzik's attempted only 7 passes in this game, completed 2. There's the man. Been busy. Franco Harris, and Harris is down behind the line of scrimmage. He had 88 yards rushing in the first half. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
Live instant news, only on 11.
Kurt Gowdy and John Brody as the rookie Kruzik pops into the huddle here. 13-3 Pittsburgh, 7:28 to play in the third period. Three Rivers Stadium. Pugh and Swan are the wide men now. They're in a slot right. Second down, 11. Kruzik to the sideline. Intercepted by Bo Harris. Harris going high in the air, number 53.
Bo Harris made an exceptional play, but it all was started when Coy Bacon made the big first down play, stopped Frankel for a 2-yard loss, puts Pittsburgh in a spot where they have to throw it. Cincinnati can play it that way, and even though Harris made a great play, Coy Bacon's the guy that put him in that position.
First turnover by Pittsburgh. Fumbles have plagued the Steelers in this unhappy season. They have fumbled 20 times coming into this game and lost the ball 13. Let's watch the interception here now.
As you'll see, Harris is going to the sideline the whole way. The ball is underthrown a touch. He picks it off easily.
Well, the Bengals have another scoring opportunity. First down on the Steeler 32. Anderson right to the sideline, and it is completed at the 23-yard line. Skipping out of bounds, Chip Myers.
Now they've got it in good field position. Second one, we can all call those plays. Kenny drops back. He's got both backs going to the opposite side to take the linebacker flow away. Runs Chip on a little square out. Pretty hard for any man to cover that one.
Second down, a yard to go. Kenny Anderson. 22 passes today, 12 completions. Booby Clark trying to blast for that first down. Andy Russell and Ernie Holmes. In a scoreless first half, that has been broken. Mark Mosley's field goal. Washington Redskins lead the Lions 3-0 early in the third quarter. First down, the Bengals now are at the Pittsburgh 22. Greenwood, Green, Holmes, and Furness up front for the Steelers. Isaac Curtis in motion. Anderson, look out. That one was nearly grabbed off by Lambert and Ham, who clogged the middle up.
And that's a tough twosome to try and beat consistently. I really think Kenny took a look and was throwing the ball in the ground at the last second. Let's take a look. Anderson goes back. Lambert's coming back to the left side. He makes a little fake move, comes right back on him, forces Anderson to throw the ball real low and not even try to hit Elliott.
Clark and Elliott line up in the eye behind Kenny Anderson. Second down, 10 for the Bengals. They run the draw play. Clark's over the 20 into the 18-yard line. 4-yard pickup. 3rd and 6 for Cincinnati. Time moving, 5.5 to go in the third period. 13-3 Pittsburgh. Anderson breaking loose. First down, he goes down. They're all going down now.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen Kenny Anderson get down that close and not take on the linebackers. He was hurt earlier in the year against Baltimore just because of his attitude. He's just not the kind of guy that likes to give up very quick. Maybe he's decided to change his viewpoint a little bit, but anyway, that was a real big first down for Cincinnati. Notice the way he gets away from the pass rush. That was the big play. Now he gets down there. He's only about 7 yards away, but he does do the right thing, in my opinion.
First down and goal to go for the Bengals on the Steelers' 7. Ruby Clark outside to the 5 and the 4-yard line on a weak side slant where Lambert tackled him. Second down, 4 to go. Ruby Clark had the big rookie year and has not come back to that form. They're hoping that he will in his 4th year with Cincinnati. Weighs 245. He was an exceptional pass catcher that rookie year for a fullback. Oslet and Trumpy are the tight ends. Isaac Curtis is the only man set wide. Second down, 4 to go for a Cincinnati touchdown. They run it just short of the 2, Linville Elliott. Right on the 2-yard line. 3rd and 2 to go.
That yardage is awful tough to pick up down there, Kurt. Glenn Edwards made an exceptional stop down on the 2-yard line. 2 yards isn't so tough to get when you're on the 40, but down there on the goal line, it becomes awfully difficult.
Let's see what Anderson calls now. Booby Clark and Elliott are set behind him. You're looking from our camera out of the end zone. Now we switch. 3rd down, 2 to go for a Cincinnati touchdown. Anderson will throw for it. And it is no good. Right jammed against the end of the end zone was Bob Trumpy. Couldn't stay in bounds.
They had to play covered, Kurt. As Anderson went out, he was looking for time. Ham gave him none. He was all over the top of him, and he just threw the ball. I think actually he'd like to have seen Trumpy catch it, but it was almost a throwaway.
Well, now they'll try a 19-yard field goal. Barr was 5 out of 13 this year. 1 out of 2 in this game.
He's been 17 for 17 on extra points, and that's where he is right now.
Kick is up, and he drills that one. So the Bengals come out of it with a field goal. Stopped on the 2-yard line. Timeout with a score. Pittsburgh 13 and Cincinnati 6.
You should have used Mobile One, dummy. The oil it saves you gas.
You could have gone up to 10 extra miles, darling.
On every tank full of gas, my son.
Mobile One reduces friction so well it can take the average car up to 10 extra miles per tank full.
Hey, man, what's holding everything up?
Some dummy ran out of gas. Didn't use Mobile One.
Mobile One, the oil that saves you gas.
There's the score. The Bengals have had the ball 21 plays, and Pittsburgh just 6 in this half. Here's the kickoff by Barr. High. Ernie Pugh out over his 20, 25, and is carried out of bounds in front of the Cincinnati bench. Well, Pittsburgh now will put the ball in play. They have not moved an offense in the 3rd period, the way Cincinnati could not move it in the 2nd quarter. On the 36-yard line of the Steelers, first down.
When I give you this, Joe, me.
Smith on a run for Green Bay of 1 yard. 14-6, Green Bay over the Eagles. 4:40 to go in the 3rd period in that game. Susie to Franco Harris. Harris gets away from 2 men and is tackled at the 39. Reggie Williams and Scott Perry ganged up to bring him down. So a gain of 3 for Franco. He now has 89 yards rushing in the game. 2nd down, 7. Ernie Pugh and Swan are the wide receivers. Swan has been quiet out there today. He caught 1 pass, the only one they've thrown to him. Franco Harris to his 43. They're going back to the pattern that was working in the first half. Give the ball to Franco.
But not quite as effectively so far in this half. They've given it to Franco twice where he was picking up first downs. Now he's picked up 6 or 7 yards in 2 tries. Let's take a look at the offensive line. The defensive play of Cincinnati's picked up. Reggie Williams, playing linebacker, came in, made a real fine play that time, and earlier in this half he did the same thing.
3rd down and 3 for the Steelers. They're ahead 13-6. Kruzik. Right down the middle, and he's got his man at the 45-yard line of Cincinnati. That's Lynn Swann, number 88. Star of the Super Bowl game last year.
Kruzik was looking for time to let Swann run his pattern. He finally found him. Threw one of those Billy Kilmer waffle balls, but right on the money.
3 out of 9 for the rookie Kruzik today. If he gets hurt, they'll have to go to Neil Graff. First down, the first time Pittsburgh had the ball in Cincinnati territory in the second half. Harris is down for a loss back to the 49 of Cincinnati by Reggie Williams. This rookie from Dartmouth playing some game out there.
That's another big play by Reggie. One time I credited Gary Burley with a stop that Reggie actually made, and that's the 3rd big play he's made.
He's replaced Ron Pritchard, who injured his knee in the first half. Blyer has gone in. Now, Blyer's out now. Fuqua's gone in. 2nd down and 14 for the Steelers from the Cincinnati 49. 33 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. They got back. They run the draw. Fuqua ganged up at the line of scrimmage and hit there by Reggie Williams again, number 57.
Defensive line made a great play that time. Stopped up all penetration and allowed Williams to recover. He's coming into the play a little bit late. You can see nobody's really responsible to block him. As Fuqua spins off, he just doesn't have anywhere to go.
Frank Lewis and Lynn Swann will be coming out of that huddle as the wide receivers. There's the gun, the end of the 3rd period. The score is Pittsburgh 13 and Cincinnati 6. Preceding announcement furnished as a public service by the National Football League. Kurt Gowdy and John Brody taking you now into the 4th period. Pittsburgh's ahead 13-6. 1 field goal in this 3rd quarter was the scoring. Total offense, 168 yards for Cincinnati, 147 yards for Pittsburgh. Cincinnati's done it with a pass, Pittsburgh with a run. Coming up next, Grandstand. We'll have a complete report of this afternoon's action in the NFL. 3rd down and 14 for the Steelers. Kruzik. Plenty of time. Out it goes. Frank Lewis has it. And he has a 1st down. He nearly didn't have it, but then he gathered it back in again.
Well, Kruzik was given enough time. Both times Cincinnati has put them in a position they want to have them in, where Kruzik has to throw the ball. But take a look. You go back, you get this much time, you give a guy like Frank Lewis an opportunity to go down, make his move, cut across the field. It's awful hard to cover him for more than 2 or 3 seconds. He puts the ball right on the money. As we mentioned earlier, 3 for 9 is kind of misleading because Kruzik has hit him down the field and had 2 or 3 drops.
Ernie Pugh and Swann are the wide men. 1st down Pittsburgh on the Cincinnati 33. That was a big 1st down for the Steelers. Harris to the 30-yard line. Bob Brown on the tackle. Furness has a sprained ankle, by the way. Duke was out, and Rocky Blyer's gone back into the Pittsburgh backfield. 2nd down, 7. Steelers on the Bengal 30. Pittsburgh's ahead 13-6. A must game for Pittsburgh. 1 win and 4 losses. Cincinnati's won 4 and lost 1. Harris trying to cut back. He gets to the 35. He did it himself. Oh, Mr. Harris that time. Remarkable running.
Let's take a look. Franco gets the ball, gets it strung out. The real key to the play is that guys like Mullen and Kolb have cut off the pursuit so that when he does cut back, he has a little room to maneuver, and that's all he has to have.
99 yards for Franco Harris. Pittsburgh on the Cincinnati 22-yard line. 1st down. We're in the 4th quarter period early. That time, no gain. Jammed up by LeClaire, who shot the gap, the middle linebacker. Burley, the left end. Greg Pruitt has scored another touchdown. He sort of set the pattern for what you're seeing in pro football, where the good little back now is a star. Pruitt's 2-yard run, Cleveland leads Atlanta 20-17 after Atlanta taking the lead. Point after touchdown, no good for Cleveland. Second down, 10. Steelers on the Bengals 22. Harris and Fuqua the running backs. Fuqua has the ball, quick hitter. And they spot him down at the 14.
Oh, Frenchie, he still has the ability to really spurt through those holes. He sees just a little daylight, he takes his shot. This time he gets all the way through. Tripped up by his own feet. Runs right into Bernie Jackson. Don't even think he realized he got hit.
Blyer replaces Fuqua. Hand for Frenchie as he comes out. The style man of the NFL. A throw on 3rd and 2. Maybe he is. Dumps it off and he gets it there inside the 10. Oh, that was a remarkable throw.
That's an ability you can't teach, Kurt. You can't teach somebody to have his attention on what he's doing right here and still see somebody down the field. He got the boom lowered on him just as he let that ball go. That's just a great play.
Blyer caught it. But an off-balance throw by rookie Mike Kruzik of Boston College. They have a first down and goal to go. Pittsburgh's on the Cincinnati 9. Time remaining in the game, just over 11 minutes. Harrison Fuqua now set behind Mike Kruzik. There goes Frenchie. Is he over or not? I don't think so. Again, a quick hitter by Frenchie Fuqua.
Boy, their line is starting to open up some holes. In the first half, they gave it to Franco. This time, the little cross block. You see Mullins make an outstanding move. Ray Mansfield makes a good block. Larry Brown's down there on the secondary. Runs it right down to the 1-foot line.
Flyers back in, a foot to go for a touchdown. Pittsburgh leading 13-6. Cincinnati just scored a field goal on them. The Steelers will come back with this drive. Blyer and Harris lining up. Now Blyer moves out as a wingback. Harris, touchdown, Franco Harris.
All the yeoman work on this drive was done by Mike Kruzik. He got into 3 third-down situations, turned all of them into first downs, made excellent plays when the Cincinnati defense felt they had him locked up. The end result, as you see, is Harris going in from a 1-foot out.
Franco Harris goes over 100 yards rushing. That was a 64-yard drive according to my score sheet in 13 plays. Now the kick by Girella is up, and it is good. So the Steelers extend their lead, and with a timeout, it is Pittsburgh 20 and Cincinnati 6. Girella will kick off. Back deep. Shelby and Elliott for Cincinnati. Franco Harris just had his 21st 100-yard game. That's the 6th highest in NFL history. Here's Elliott out to the 20, to the 25, and he runs into the rookie Cunningham of Clemson. Big tight end, and he stops him on the 28. Bert Jones has just passed 7 yards to Glenn Dowdy, and the Colts are leading Buffalo 24-13, 14 minutes to play in that game. Green Bay on a Barry Smith run now, leading 21-6. Smith has scored 2 consecutive touchdowns. Green Bay over the Eagles. 29-yard line of Cincinnati. Ken Anderson. Taking the draw, throwing it out. Clark can't hold on to it.
And that's been the scene. Every time they just get things started, somebody drops the ball and they throw the ball a little offline. You can tell they're going to do a little more passing right now. Both Booby Clark and Linville Elliott are excellent pass receivers. That's not an indication of their ability.
The Steelers are hurting it right in, not with Banaszak in there, but they're hurting injury-wise. Dwight White could not play today. His place was taken by Steve Furness, and now he has a sprained ankle, and Banaszak's playing right in, number 76. Anderson's 12 out of 24 in the day, 123 yards. Second down, 10. And that's L.C. Greenwood jumping across the line of scrimmage. There's Furness with a ice pack to reduce the swelling in the right ankle. Offside against Greenwood and Pittsburgh. We'll put the ball on the Cincinnati 34 and give them a 2nd and 5. Here's another score. Joe Theismann to Frank Grant, 8 yards. Redskins 10 and the Lions nothing. Oh, it's been an up and down season, John. Team looks good one week, and the next week they have problems.
Hard to figure with Detroit the way they ran over New England last week.
That's the 7th 5-yard penalty for Pittsburgh in this game. 30 carries today for Franco Harris, by the way, has been his career high. They went to work with him. Anderson will throw this one on the run and throws it away. Trying to reach Isaac Curtis, but he knew that Curtis was being covered by J.T. Thomas, so he just flipped it in the ground.
You bet. Whenever Kenny Anderson really needs a big play, he loves to go to Isaac Curtis. They've been giving him all sorts of different coverages. They've been covering him with 2 people. It makes it a little tough to operate your offense if you're not running the ball effectively, and that's something that Cincinnati has not been able to do.
Fran Tarkington to that excellent back, Chuck Foreman, 41 yards, 17-7. Vikings over the Giants now. Taves and Allen are in, playing a prevent defense. Elliott. Daniels in there. They're gone to the 3 wide receivers. Big rush on him. That's out to Trumpy. And Trumpy, forward motion, stops at the 40-yard line. He may have a first down.
He's got it. He's got the first down. Here you go. It's 3rd and 9. Kenny Anderson drops back. He's got a very simple drop. Little 4 or 5 yard 4 or 5 steps. Plants. He's usually ready to throw. By the time he puts that right foot back, that ball's gone. This is no exception. Puts it right to Trumpy.
First down for the Cincinnati Bengals on their 40-yard line. They're trailing in this game 20-6. 9 minutes to play. Anderson,
screen center.
Screen to the opposite side to Clark. Drops the ball again. Twice in a row he's dropped the ball.
Well, that time he was trying to get going before he caught the ball. He knew he was in a good position to pick up the long gainer. That's your, when you're getting a good pass rush, and Bill Johnson is an expert on different types of screens. That time he rolled Kenny Anderson out to the right, set up the whole line right at the line of scrimmage, put Booby Clark behind it. The play was set up, and Booby wanted to get going before that pursuit caught him.
Bob Trumpy comes on. Well, it's not often that a city can watch 2 outstanding professional teams in one day, one on the tube. They're Bengals, and one in person and on the tube again, NBC tonight, the Cincinnati Reds. We're proud of the 2 teams in that city. The same day. Anderson right goes to the hands of Isaac Curtis.
That's something you don't see very often. These guys have it seems to be contagious, a little case of the I can't help it. You do everything right, all 10 men execute, and you expect your big gun to come down with this ball. You'll see the offensive line does an excellent job, allows Isaac Curtis to get into the pattern, cutting across the middle. Anderson puts the ball behind his back, trying to fake a draw play. And that's all we got, folks.
3rd down and 10. Lauren Taves goes in as an extra linebacker. Ernie Holmes to the sideline. They block for him. He shoots it. Trumpy has it, not much, 3 yards, and that's all, and Cincinnati must punt unless they want to gamble.
Yeah, he didn't want to throw it to Trumpy. Trumpy was definitely just an outlet pattern. He had plenty of protection. However, he didn't get anybody open in the secondary, and that's good defensive coverage.
We got a flag down. It's offside against Pittsburgh again. This will move the ball up to the Cincinnati 45 and make it 3rd and 5.
Offside, 75, defense. It is 3rd down.
Joe Green offside. I've never seen a club with so many offsides, but that's an indication of how fired up the Steelers were today.
It is that, Kurt, but it's also they've been getting away with it. Playing against Kenny Anderson, I hate to give him 2 or 3 third down tries.
3rd and 5 for the Bengals. From their 45. They got him. Andy Russell on a blitz. Andy Russell blitzed him from the right linebacking spot.
And he fooled Booby Clark. That's the same delay blitz he was successful with a bit ago. He stands at the line of scrimmage, waits for the back to help out a lineman. When he does, Andy comes through, shoots the gap, but Anderson has no chance at all.
On formation, Pat McAnally, who's kicked very well today. Theo Bell is back. He's a rookie of Arizona, and he has handled punt returns in excellent style. This is a low kick. It is grabbed by the up back. That's Delaplane, and Delaplane, a rookie, who was good in preseason, has slowed down lately, gets it over the 40, and that's where Pittsburgh will put the ball in play. As we'll take a timeout with the score. Pittsburgh 20, Cincinnati 6. Big event is the big event tonight. Game 2 of the World Series, the first Sunday night game in the history of the World Series. Fred Norman against Catfish Hunter on NBC starting at 8 o'clock as the Steelers come up here on their 42-yard line with a first down. Lynn Swan and Lewis are the wide receivers. Mike Kugler has led this team to a 20-6 lead so far. Fumble by Blyer. Scramble. Now they'll dig them apart. You know, before we started this game, it looks like Cincinnati's recovery. We mentioned that Pittsburgh had averaged only 1 sack a game. They have 4 sacks in this game to show you how they've come back.
And I think it's really being dictated to Cincinnati what they must do, and that's when you get your sacks. Let's take a look at the fumble. Here goes Blyer, goes into the offensive line, who really isn't getting the best of it at the line of scrimmage this trip. It happens to cause a fumble. Cincinnati gets it, and they've got to get a fumble and then a big play in order to get back in this game.
They're on the Steeler 45. Bernard Jackson recovered that fumble. Time remaining, 8:20. 20-6, Pittsburgh. Anderson lobs it to Clark. Flag is dropped. Clark is downed on the Pittsburgh 42-yard line, but a flag was dropped in the Cincinnati backfield. Probably be a holding. Face mask. Five yards on the face mask, unless it's one that really twists you around.
Face mask, number 71 on the offense. It's first down.
That's Rufus Mays that committed that foul. Ball's now on the 50-yard line, and the Bengals have a 1st and 15. They have not scored a touchdown today. 2 field goals. The fired-up Steelers knowing they had to win today to stay in the race. Greenwood, Green, Holmes, and Banaszak, the front 4 of the Steelers. Here's a deep one over the head of Chip Myers. Is he hurt? Myers goes down inside the 20.
Ben Edwards made a fine play. He had to take some sort of collision course to stop Chip. It would have been a great catch, but that's what's needed at this time. Let's take a look at Chip. He goes down, tries to make a move, gets on Jack Ham, who's a pretty tough man to beat himself, goes up for the ball, doesn't come down with it, and boy, it's an unhappy landing.
Well, while they attend to Chip Myers, we'll take a timeout. The score, the Pittsburgh Steelers 20 and the Cincinnati Bengals 6. Myers just had the wind knocked out of him. Coming up next, Grandstand with all the highlights of today's NFL action.
I hear coming up down in Oklahoma tomorrow night, Kurt, you and my idol, Mickey Mantle, are being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. Billy Vessels and a fellow you know, Pappy Waldorf. Looking forward to it. My old friends there in Oklahoma. Anderson deep. Look out. Down he goes. A wise move by Anderson at the 41-yard line. That's another loss, though.
There's a penalty over on the far side again. I can't tell what it is, but those fellas are being covered like blankets.
offside against Pittsburgh. Preliminary call. And the Steelers are setting the record for offsides today.
You keep wondering when one of those penalties is going to hurt them. So far, it hadn't happened.
Burt Jones has passed to Don McCauley for 3 yards. The young quarterback, 25 years old, leading the American Conference in passing. His second touchdown pass, 31-13 Baltimore. And the Redskins now, Mike Thomas has run for 3. They're over the Lions, 17-0 in the fourth period. Back we go to the Pittsburgh 45-yard line and a second down 10. Ernie Holmes is out. Jim Allen's in, a 5th secondary back. The Steelers are 25th in the league in pass defense coming into this game. But as John Brody just told you, they have been defending well today. They have not been scored on by a pass. Look at this rush on Anderson. He's going out of bounds. Nobody open. Runs it out on his 48. And he lost 7, and it's going to be 3rd down and 17 for Cincinnati.
And Boobie Clark came up and tried to help him out, taking Joe Green out of the play. However, again, it was a situation where the coverage was so outstanding. By the time Anderson got free of the pass rush, he really had nowhere to go. Take a look at Bob Johnson on Joe Green. Now, this is a tough job to center the ball and still keep contact with a defensive tackle, particularly a man of Green's ability. He does a pretty good job. Green gets into the play late.
Timeout. Timeout. Skipping around, Lambert had to call a timeout. And he got the official's attention. Jack Lambert now walks to the sideline, and the timeout is officially charged to Pittsburgh. Seattle, on a Morris Owens 1-yard run, now leads Tampa Bay 13-10 in the Expansion Bowl game. Pittsburgh, coming into this game in 5 games, had sacked the quarterback just 6 times. Today, the fired-up Steelers have reached Kenny Anderson 5 times. 3rd down and 17. Taves is in as a linebacker. Roll out, big chase by Greenwood, throws it on the run and out of bounds. He has been harassed all day. Anderson has had to run to the sidelines and dump the ball off.
And that time, Jack Ham is complaining to the ref that ball was definitely intended for nobody. Anderson went back. He jumped out of the pocket, I think by design, to try and create a little bit more time for him to get somebody down the field. That's just a sign that Pittsburgh's defensive front 4 are coming.
Here they are, and they get a standing ovation as they come off the field. 20-6 Steelers, as Cincinnati has to kick. Theo Bell's the safety man. Pat McAnally to do the punting. Wobbly spiral. Bell on the 14. Bumped out of bounds on the 20-yard line, hit there by Melvin Morgan, a rookie of Mississippi Valley. Next Sunday, NBC Sports schedule hinges on the World Series. If there's a 7th game, you'll see a World Series, a football doubleheader, all led off by the baseball world of Joe Garagiola. If the World Series is over, NBC will have an exciting NFL twin bill, preceded by grandstands. We'll be down in Houston for the 4 o'clock Eastern game next Sunday, Houston and the same Cincinnati team. Coming into today's play, they're both tied for the lead, 4 wins and 1 loss for the Central Division. Mike Kruzik, the rookie. To Franco Harris. Harris tackled for a loss by number 53, Bo Harris, the outside left linebacker. A loss of 4. It'll be 2nd down, 14. That's the lineup of the games next week. You haven't seen Tommy Casanova play today. He's injured. He has scored 3 touchdowns on a fumble recovery and 2 interceptions this year. He's been out of the game in the secondary for the Bengals. Out to the 20-yard line is Franco Harris.
The Bengals defense has been playing a whole lot more solidly in the second half. Here we have Jim LeClaire standing his ground, taking on the blocker, getting a piece of Franco Harris, and that's why they've been more effective.
3rd and 10. You're ahead 20-6, quarterback.
I find a 15-point play and throw it.
Let's see what he does, the rookie. Plays are being sent in by the wide receivers from the bench. He's going to throw. Now he decides to run for it, and he's out of bounds. And he hit there. There goes a flag down on Bo Harris. Bo Harris, and there they go.
You notice the man that was after Bo Harris was Jack Lambert, who was a bit outspoken about that play last week when Joe Jones knocked Bradshaw down. And listen, if you're a linebacker, you don't like your quarterback getting hurt, particularly when you only have one of them. Let's take a look at Mike's play. He comes out, sets up to throw. Nobody's open. He's going to pick up a few yards if he can and then get out of bounds. The game's getting into the hairy part. I'm sure that it certainly wasn't any cheap shot. It was just a shoulder hit. They did penalize him 15 yards, and that seems to be justified also. Here's Jack. I don't think he's satisfied with the...
This is the first 15-yard penalty of the day. We've had a raft of 5-yarders.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 53 on the defense, first down.
Steelers have a first down on their 40. They're leading in this game 20-6. Time remaining 6:10. Harris at the 41-yard line. Jammed up by Bo Harris. And number 67, Gary Burley and Reggie Williams. 2nd down, 9. Pittsburgh content now to run the ball using the clock. Quite a chore for a rookie to step in here behind Bradshaw today and run this club, knowing that if they lost today, they would probably be completely out of it for the rest of the year as far as any postseason hopes. Kruzek has done his job. There's a burst by Franco Harris out to the 48. Quick 7-yard gain by Franco, and Reggie Williams pulled him down. 3rd down. 2 to go for Pittsburgh. Harris has had a career high today of 34 carries, 108 yards.
And as we mentioned earlier in the ball game, Kurt, that you could see there were going to be some of their other players going to have to pick up the slack when Terry Bradshaw went down, and Kruzek's been one of them.
They have 3 tight ends for blocking. Franco Harris wriggles across the 50 for a first down. Carried Scott Perry with him and Bo Harris. Pittsburgh's now on the Cincinnati 49. They're keeping the ball. There's Harris today before that last play. Time remaining is 4:37. Unless the Bengals rally, they'll drop to 4 wins and 2 losses. Houston's playing out on the coast against San Diego. Pittsburgh would be 2 and 4 if they hold on to their lead. 45, Harris at the 40, dumped there. 9-yard pickup for Franco. He was hit by Lamar Parrish, number 20.
And every first down is becoming bigger and bigger, Kurt. Cincinnati's almost got to get a turnover in order to get an opportunity to get the ball twice, which they need in order to score 14 points. And Pittsburgh doesn't seem to have any intention of giving it to them.
Interesting to watch these wide receivers come in. Kruzek kneeling in the huddle, then they come in and whisper to him and being helped. They didn't want to overload him with having to call all the plays today. Played a very conservative power game. Harris outside, still going. First down. He's out of bounds at the Cincinnati 29. Reggie Williams drove him out.
This boy is doing it. You can see this is a simple little fake play, a counter play. Takes 1 step to the strong side, goes back weak. He's got Sam Davis out in front of him. There's nobody to contain, gets around Reggie Williams, forces Ken Riley to make the play, but not before he picks up a big gain.
Some runner out there for a big back. He can turn that corner and peel away from you, or he can cut back and overpower you. Every variance of running style Franco Harris has. First down, Pittsburgh on the Cincinnati 29. Again, he's going to get 40 carries in this game probably before it's over.
He seems to run better when he does get the ball more, and we mentioned earlier also that when Franco's carrying the load and Rocky Bleier is doing what he does best, blocking for him, they seem to be most effective.
Yeah, they make an interesting observation in the Pittsburgh team. When Rocky Blair's getting a lot of yards, they're not having a good day.
Because they've stopped what they like to do best.
Second down, 6. Franco Harris has carried the ball 38 times. Boy, that's a lot of carries for 135 yards. Rocky Bleier this time. Blair's to the 19-yard line of Cincinnati. They're just pushing him back now. This
is how it happens when you get all your guns going for you. You can really pick and choose as you'd like, and right now Blair's just picking up what they leave him.
If you make about a third of your third down conversions, that is a third, and convert it into a first down, a third is a good average. In the second half, Pittsburgh, in 5 third down attempts, has made the first down 5 out of 5 times.
That's a pretty good average.
Third down and a yard to go. They're on the Cincinnati 19. Harris squirms for it, and I believe he has it.
6 for 6. Let's take a look. We mentioned what Rocky Bleier does best. Let's take a look at the lead block he puts on the defensive lineman. Actually doesn't move Carpenter out of there, but Franco finds a way to pick up a yard, and I'm sure it's good enough for a first down.
First down by half a yard. We're on the 18-yard line of the Bengals. They're controlling the ball and the clock. We now have 2 minutes and 9 seconds to play. A 20-6 lead for the Steelers. 39 carries for Franco Harris for 136 yards.
They've run about 4 minutes off this
2-minute
clock.
warning. 2-minute warning, and an official timeout with a score. Pittsburgh 20, Cincinnati 6. Norman for Cincinnati, catfish hunter for the Yankees. Tune in to NBC tonight, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. First down, Kuzik floats it out to Franco Harris. No good.
That surprises me just a little bit. They must feel they've got this ball game very well in the hat, because that play took 6 seconds.
John, the all-time record for rushes in a game by a Steeler player was held by Rocky Bleier, 35. Franco Harris has broken that record today. He's carried the ball 39 times.
And he's picked up a whole lot of yards.
I bet he carries it again. Second down, 10. He does. This is his 40th carry. Oh, he just seems to be getting better here in this fourth period with each carry. He's brought down by Bernard Jackson.
Ran that same counter play, Kurt. They seem to be able to get outside the linebacker. Everybody's chopping down, trying to contain him, and he's just a tough man to handle.
They're on the 11-yard line of the Bengals. They have a third down and 3. The clock moving. 1 minute and 25 to play. 20-6 Pittsburgh. And the Steelers are about to win themselves a big game to hang in. They can't afford to stumble much more with 4 losses.
Survival game.
Survival game for them. If they lost this one, they were gone. 41st carry for Franco Harris. He's taken down there by Jim LeClaire. The Bengals have never won a game here in Three Rivers Stadium from Pittsburgh. It's been their jinx stadium.
Well, I think you can relate a lot of that jinx to the fact that the fellas in the black and white uniforms are awfully tough.
Now they get the field goal team on. Bobby Walden will hold for Roy Girilla. Clock moving down to 40 seconds. And, you know, in case of ties in a division, then the first tiebreaker is how you did against the team you're tied with in head-on competition. Cincinnati has a rough schedule ahead. They have Oakland, L.A., Houston twice, Pittsburgh again. That kick is good by Roy Gerilla, and the Steeler lead now is 23-6. Roy Gerilla. Franco Harris has wound up the day with 41 carries, an all-time Steeler record in one game for 142 yards and 2 touchdowns. And a man that made a quote famous, they used to ask Paul Brown, why do you run Jimmy Brown so much? And he said, when you have a cannon, shoot it. A big cannon, shoot it. That's what they've done with Franco Harris today. They shot the big cannon off 41 times.
And he had one.
That's fumbled around, picked up by a big lineman down there. Don't see them handle the kickoffs too much. Punt, outside offensive tackle. Bengals have 13 seconds. So from one Cincinnati team today on NBC, we'll move to another one tonight. The Reds of baseball and the Yankees. Game 2 of the World Series, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. There's the rookie who stepped into a pickly spot today, Mike Kruzik, who led his team to a win. Elliott in motion. Down to count it off. The Bengals are not calling any timeouts. They're out of it. 1, and there it is. The Pittsburgh Steelers win one of their biggest games, what you'd call a Super Bowl, but they were gone this year if they'd have lost here today.
You know, really, Kurt, Cincinnati's in great shape to go on and win it all. They know they've got Pittsburgh down. They could have really done away with them today. They knew what kind of a day they were in for. It was going to be a tough one from the start, and it's very impressive the way Pittsburgh picked up the slack when Bradshaw was out.
All right, Kurt Gowdy and John Brody, hope you enjoyed it. Next Sunday, NBC Sports schedule hinges on the World Series. If there's a 7th game, you'll see a World Series football doubleheader led off by the baseball world of Joe Garagiola. The World Series is over. We'll have a doubleheader of football. The 2nd game will be down in Houston for the Houston-Cincinnati game. It all starts at 12:30 Eastern Time. Stay tuned now for Grandstand after these messages from your local station.